Hello, my name is Nicolle Block and I'm with TAAEF Block. Today I'm sitting here with my friend and colleague, Jann Villanueva.
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Good morning.
We are working together with the Texas Apartment Association's Education Foundation and Room to Grow campaign, partnering with industry celebrities. So we're hoping to give you guys some insight into our industry, how we got started, so that hopefully you can see the value in the multifamily industry. So we'll get started. Again, your name is Jann, now two N's.
Two N's, two N's.
Better remember that, I'm two L's.
Two L's. Double the trouble.
Double the trouble, double the fun.
Our friends that know us would agree.
twice as much to manage, but that's okay. We're worth it. I want to talk to Jann today, get to know her a little bit better. I do know her story, but it's time for her to tell it. So Jann, if you can tell everyone how you got your start in the multifamily industry, that would be great.
Perfect. Well, I hate to go back at how many years I've been doing this, but I will. So I started out in 1998.
Okay.
I was a young mom, needed a job to support my child, and my sister actually had a friend who was a property manager and was looking for a leasing agent at the time. Mm-hmm. So I fell into this industry as most of our stories start out.
Mine as well, yeah.
Yeah.
And 1998 as well. So
oh, wow.
Interesting.
Great. That's funny. See, we didn't know that about each other.
Double trouble.
Yeah, see? Yeah. I didn't wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I think I want to be a property manager for the rest of my life. Mm-hmm. But I was young. I needed, like I said, needed a job to support my child, and had this opportunity at an on-site level.
So you had mentioned 1998. I joined in 1998 as well.
Awesome.
So you have experience as a leasing consultant. Kind of walk us through how long you were on site and what positions and roles that you filled.
Yeah. So started as leasing and then worked my way to property manager.
Okay.
I left the management side in 2006 to become a supplier partner. Okay. And have been on this side of the industry since 2006.
So you're a double agent.
I am, yes.
I want to dig more into that because there are several double agents out there. And I think that also shows the versatility of this industry, right? And how networking truly can get you to, a career path that is fulfilling, right? For whatever your skill set is, whatever your passion is. Let's step back to when you were on site for a little while.
Yeah.
What was the best part of your career? Like, what did you enjoy the most about being on site in any of those roles? But just in general, what was the best thing that attracted you to that?
Sure. I love helping people in general. And as I worked my way up, to the property manager level, I found myself, you can attest, you're behind closed doors, you're running reports, you're, having to do things that don't always get you in front of the client or the resident.
Sure.
So I missed that aspect of it. And that was probably my favorite part about being on site, is the interaction with prospects and residents, which I think is what was attractive to me to come to the vendor partner side. So that's why I chose to make that decision to transition over to this side of the industry.
And one of the things that people talk about, and I definitely want to get your perspective on it too, Jann, is one of the interesting things about this industry is the pace of play. Yeah. This is a fast-moving industry, lots of moving parts, which truly gives everyone an opportunity to find their fit.
Right.
So can you talk a little bit about your thought on kind of pace of play, whether that be on site or on the supplier partner side? I think it would be great to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I think that when people think of this as a career, they don't realize the plethora of opportunity that's available, not only on the management end, but just on your vendor partner side. Again, whether it's a personality like mine where you want to be in front of people and interact and really give that customer service, just all the options that you have, and to truly make this a career for you. It's not just a job, it really does blossom into a career that gives you so much opportunity.
I think the pace of play is important. I think that trying to have a conversation with someone that's entering this as a career, that's a lifelong journey.
Right.
And so if you only have 10 things to do in your job, you'll be proficient pretty quickly. And so when I talk to people about the multifamily industry, there's so many different avenues that you can go into. You're definitely someone that I think loves to be around people, loves to have a servant's heart and try to help them find their next fit. Sure. Whether that be an apartment or a trash service, right? Valet trash.
Right.
So I think that's still similar to what kind of fulfills your heart.
Sure.
But similarly, we have accountants that we need. We have human resources departments for all these companies. We have construction, development, different skill sets as well.
Right.
That people, I don't think, understand or know.
Exactly.
And for you to have sustained a career for 21 years, myself, 21 years specifically, in conventional apartments, I think that speaks volumes for, you're never bored.
Right. Oh, no, definitely not. I'm sure we all have our stories. Absolutely.
Yeah, we always talk about how, we're going to write a book, and the book hasn't come out yet, but I think that we just need to. It might be too long at this point, unabridged.
Right, right.
But maybe this podcast is our way of writing the book. I think that this is a good way to just get a chapter's view, kind of a bite-sized piece of, some of our industry celebrities, people that have been around a little while and have a great story to tell.
Yes.
So I think that, a couple more questions I'd love to ask just to get your perspective, Jann. So we talked about how you fell into it.
Mm-hmm.
You knew someone who needed a leasing consultant. What would you say though for someone that's coming out of high school or someone that's coming out of college? And because that's exactly where you were.
Exactly. Yes.
This was your first job out of high school. Yes.
Correct.
So I think that you have a lot of relatability to maybe one of our listeners who's about to graduate, whether it be high school or college. Talk us through what you feel is the most appealing for that person that they may not even know to look for.
So I know that our association is really putting forth a lot of effort to get in front of our high school outreach.
Mm-hmm.
Trade schools, I think, is important when we talk about maintenance, and certainly the need for that as we grow as an industry.
Yeah.
And I think that that's a first step. I think being able to access the technology that we have, podcasts, people are finding careers through social media, the internet. We don't necessarily fall into it anymore like we did in the 90s, like we did, you and I. So I think it's important for us as an industry to keep up with times and be on the front end and pioneers of reaching out to these people who don't know about our industry and the opportunities that we can create for them as a career.
Sure.
So that would be my suggestion.
And I think that that's what this series and this collaboration between Room to Grow, TAAEF, and our industry celebrities is really trying to do is just reach people where they are. We have to find them where they are, because it's still a word of mouth industry, but we need to make sure we have a multi-pronged approach.
Sure.
To how we're finding our next level of talent, and where we're going to be able to cultivate that talent.
Right. And I've never been shy to go through a Chick-fil-A drive-through and be impressed with that person and say, hey, you would be great in this industry.
And I think that's still part of that multi-pronged approach.
Right.
I think that we're not having many people falling into it.
Correct.
Because they're getting solicited through the social media, and they're seeing other things, presented to them that we need to be presenting actively.
Exactly. It is our job.
Yeah, we need to advocate for our industry.
Exactly.
So now I want you to think back to young Jann, 21 years ago. Okay. Young Jann, she's getting teary-eyed. What would you tell young Jann? What would you tell young Jann, what she's going through and what she's going to go through in these next 21 years? What advice would you have for your younger self?
That's a great question. I think my advice would be never give up. There's always opportunity around the corner.
Yeah. All right. So Jann, we've talked a little bit about your journey and what got you here these past 21 years, and thank you for that. Yeah. Whether it's a supplier, partner, or an operator, it's definitely speaks volumes to your contribution to this industry. So thank you.
Thank you, Nicolle with 2 L's.
Oh yes, Jann with 2 N's. but one of the things that I wanted to bring to light is advice for the journey. You've been on a journey for 21 years and you're continuing the journey. It's not even close to being over.
It's true.
So what piece of advice would you say has been the most impactful that you've ever received, or maybe some advice that you'd like to give to someone sitting out there in the audience?
I've been blessed to have several mentors that have made me who I am today. One of the things that just is really incredible about this industry is the people that you meet.
True, very true. Networking.
Networking. Some of my best friends are in this industry. My mentors come from this industry. And I would say advice would be integrity first. I think that integrity defines who you are, not only in a work environment, but personally. Yeah. And you have to have integrity in this industry. You are dealing with people every day. We impact lives every day through finding careers for people.
Residents, customers.
Residents, your customers, absolutely. We have an obligation to take care of people. So my advice moving forward is always have integrity in anything that you do.
Yeah, well, and integrity really is who you are when no one's looking.
Right.
It truly is a reflection of your true identity. I couldn't agree more that integrity is something that it does define you, but it is who you are when no one's looking.
Right. And I would also say have fun.
Oh yeah.
I mean, to me, that's,
can you not tell that we have fun?
That's so important.
I think that's evident. Yeah.
And that's another great thing about this industry, especially these young people that are looking for a career path, is we have fun. Our association events that we do, and just, again, I mean, it is a networking opportunity, and not only personal growth, career growth, company growth with the company that you're in, and what we give back to our communities as association, and just the fun that we have doing it, and just find a place where you're having fun and always have integrity would be my advice.
Well, and I think that you're spot on with that too. And it's not that it's, definitely no pun intended, but you have room to grow in this industry. And if you're working hard and you're playing hard and you have integrity and you find your cultural fit, then there really isn't a limit to your career.
Right.
Because we're nowhere near done. I mean, we're 20 plus years in. And
well, we started when we were 10, so
Yes, exactly. So again, I want to thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, time is our most valuable commodity, so for you to sit down with me today is really special, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
But yes, so tune in next week. We'll have more to come from the TAAEF Education Foundation Room to Grow campaign, and we're partnering with industry celebrities. So stay tuned, and we'll see you soon, multifamily.
Bye.
Bye.